Hello, a warm welcome to you all from SGT University. I'm Monica Sharma from Center for Languages and Communication, and today we're going to learn about etiquettes or metaphysical grooming. I'm sure you know that we often get judged basis the way we behave in the public places, which means we get judged basis our manners or etiquettes. So let's learn together what do we understand by the term etiquettes. It is an unwritten code of behavior designed to ease social interactions in both our personal and business lives. Learning and mastering the rule of etiquette will help you build confidence, engage with others, and progress professionally. I'm sure, like most of other people, you might be confused that etiquettes are as same as manners, but let me explain you that there is a huge difference in both the terms. So let's understand basic difference together. So let's see what is good manners and what is etiquette. So good manners, they come from inside and they do not change, like if I put it in the generic way. An etiquette rule come from the outside and are always changing, so they are always in the evolution process. Now the question is, what is in for us and if we work on our etiquettes, and for that let's see some of the benefits we get when we fix our common etiquettes at workplace, classroom or social events. So let's discuss benefits of etiquette. It gives you the tool to impress others. It puts others at ease. It helps you to establish rapport with other people more easily. It builds confidence and help create a winning style. It gives you an overall polished, mature image. And possessing a high level of etiquette knowledge and skill builds confidence and instills the perception of trustworthiness in others. Now I'm sure after knowing the benefits, you would certainly like to know the rules. So without a delay, let's understand certain unsaid rules for basic etiquettes. So let's start with rule number 1, my space. So what you need to take care of. Always remember, you have to respect a person's personal space. And therefore, you don't get too close with them. And always remember, if you can smell lunch on their breath, you may be too close. So you better make that distance. Now, rule number 2, which is build your vocabulary. Now, this doesn't mean that you learn new vocabulary, fancy words which you would be using. It means you need to avoid vulgar references and swear words. Also, you need to ensure that you do not use poor language, which means you need to use your language in an appropriate way so that it doesn't offend someone. After this, we move to the rule number 3, which is you have got to be kidding, which means if you have any gossip, please keep it to yourself. Remember, so it is always good to hear when we talk about somebody else. The moment it turns towards us, it becomes a problem. So as I said, everyone wants to hear it until it's about them. So always remember, no gossiping around. Next is rule number 4, which is hold the door. So whoever, whether you're a guy or a girl, get to the door first, should open it and hold it for others who are following. So it is irrespective of the gender. Next is rule number 5, which is H2O, the chemical name given to water. So the rule for water is, if you have a bottle and if it is available for others, then it is okay, like if you can offer them. But if it is only for you, then keep it in the concealed position. So a lot of people don't like sharing, and let's say if somebody is thirsty and would like to have water, so it is very rude of you to deny that request. So next is rule number 6, which says do practice common courtesy, which means please use common courtesies, and the common example will be thank you and sorry. So if somebody has done something good for you or an additional favor, please don't hesitate to thank them in an appropriate way. Now with this, we will move to rule number 7, which is you should know your limits. So whether you are a boy or a girl, you are encouraged to talk as friends. However, you should always know your limits, that where to put a full stop. You should know what to be said and what should be avoided. Now don't do anything inappropriate that has the potential to get you in trouble. Now it's time for us to know some bonus tips. So what are these? So they are simple ones, but I think it is going to help you in longer run. So take time to say please and thank you more often, because that definitely shows that how courteous, how down to earth you are. Second would be, don't forget to say hello rather than hi. A lot of people say hi, but you need to avoid that and say hello whenever you meet somebody. Say you're welcome rather than no problem. As quoted earlier, etiquettes are required in all stages of our life, and therefore let's move to our core discussion with the first level, and that is classroom etiquette. Now let's understand the guidelines for pre-classroom etiquette, which means before even you enter this session, you're supposed to follow certain rules. So the first one will be, do prepared for the class. Second one will be, do stay awake and be attentive. Now third will be, take care of non-class business outside of the class time. Now let's see what are strict no's for attending any class. So first thing first, doing your assignment for another period while you're in a different class. So you need to avoid this act, as this puts you in an awkward situation with your current facilitator. Second one would be talking to others while you're part of a active session or during a class. So I'm sure even you don't like when you're sharing something important and somebody interrupts by doing a crosstalk. So please avoid it. And third one would be sleeping in the class, and this is a strict no, as it will put you directly in an awkward situation, and it is also considered disrespectful behavior when you are supposed to be part of an active session. Now, after understanding what you need to avoid, it's time for you to know what you can do. So after many no, this is the time to learn what are the yes of a classroom behavior. So first thing first, use your intellect. Second, question what you've been told. Third, interrupt to ask pertinent question. Fourth, interrupt to make an interesting comment. Take notes. Sixth, follow directions. Seventh, quietly drink water in the class. Just remember, your class is not so large that you can become invisible, so watch your body language. And therefore, you need to avoid certain behavior at all cost, which is scowling, slouching, sleeping, yawning, and other expressions of boredom, because the moment you do that, they always have a chain reaction. So once you do it, then the partner sitting next to you may follow it through. So you need to avoid it at all cost. Now once you excel your classroom etiquettes, it's time for you to understand workplace etiquettes, because eventually once you're done your graduation, once you're done with your formal studies, you would like to move into your job environment. Now always remember, etiquette is more than a handshake. It is code for the way things are done. So these are unsaid rules. Nobody is going to tell you directly. However, you will be judged basis what you're going to be showcasing. Let's understand how you can make a positive impression. So first, when you meet someone, stand straight, make an eye contact, turn toward people when they are speaking, and genuinely smile at people so that they understand that you acknowledge their importance. Second, follow your office dress code, perhaps dressing a step above the norm for your office. It is believed the way you dress is actually states your mindset. Third, your briefcase or bag and the things you carry in them say something about you. Messy items may detract from the image you would like to present, so avoid creating a mess even inside your bag. Keep it very neat and tidy. Fourth, when meeting someone for the first time, be sure to shake hand palm to palm with a gentle firmness. It should not be like that you've holded the hand and you're not letting it go, or you've been too tight for your grip. So try to keep it firm and not super tight. Now fifth one will be alert. Obviously again we go back to the same rules. Sleepiness look bad in the workplace. You don't want to be a person who will be known for his sleeping habits, so avoid it. Sixth one will be kindness and courtesy count. As we mentioned earlier as well, that you have to be courteous all the time, no matter what. Now seventh and the most important one, arrive early to work each day. I'm sure coming late will not bring any luck to you. Instead, it will make you go through another level of hassle as per the respective company. you would be representing. It's time for us to understand things that need to be always kept in mind, especially in work environment. I'm sure you won't disagree that we are judged on the basis of how you treat people, and therefore we need to watch our words and behavior while we are talking to someone. So here's what you can do. First thing, learn names and learn them quickly. People like to be remembered by their correct names. And for that, let me share you a good tip. And good tip is for remembering the name is to use the person's name 3 times within your first conversation with them. Second would be, don't make value judgments on people's importance in the workplace. So you need to avoid that before judging anyone. As it is said that never judge a book by its cover, so try to avoid this situation. Third one will be, talk to the maintenance staff members and to the people who perform many of the administrative support functions. These people deserve your respect. A lot of time we often neglect them. But the fact is, without them, any office function will not be done smoothly. So you have to be respectful towards them too. Now, fourth one would be, what you share with others about your personal life is your choice. But be careful, things can come back to haunt you. So always remember, at the workplace, try not to share a lot of details of your personal life. Now, fifth one will be, don't ask others to share their personal lives with you. This makes many people feel uncomfortable in the workspace. So try to avoid getting into this awkward situation. Now, sixth one would be, respect people's personal space. And this may be very different than your own. So remember that everybody have their own personal space and they would like to keep it to themselves. Now, before we conclude, let me tell you some important tips that I would like you to remember about your workspace. Remember, workspace is a place where you would spend more waking hours than your home space. So watch your surrounding closely and take care of the followings as well. Keep the space professional and neat with appropriate personal touches. People will see the space and consider it as a reflection of you. Second, whether it is a cubicle or office, respect other space. Don't just walk in, knock, or make your presence gently known. Don't assume acknowledgement of your presence is an invitation to sit down. Wait until you are invited to do so. Don't interrupt people on the phone and don't try to communicate with them verbally or with sign language. You could damage an important phone call. Next is, limit your personal calls, especially if you work in a space that lacks a door. After that, we'll move to another part which says, learn when and where it is appropriate to use your cell phones in your office. So don't use it anywhere, like you're sitting in a meeting and there's a phone call and you would like to talk to them there and then. Food consumption should generally be regulated. Smell and noise from food can be distracting to others who are trying to work. So please avoid it at all cost. So with this, we come to the last part of our discussion. But before that, I want you to just remember that many of the rules and etiquettes vary. And that depends on organization to organization, industry to industry, and a country to a different country. So they may vary as in when you change your geographical location or you change your organization. So today we talked about etiquette or metaphysical grooming in details. And next time we're going to learn about telephone etiquettes and meeting etiquettes. So till then, keep learning, keep growing. See you next time.